Hello and welcome into Royal Oak High School Stadium for the opening day for Oakland County Football Club, the 10th season in club history, and what a day for it. It is a warm, wonderful spring day, and couldn't be more excited to be here. Oakland County FC takes on crosstown rivals Union FC Macomb in the first match of the USL 2 season for 2026. My name is Robert Kerr, up in the booth here in the Purple Patch in Royal Oak, and I'm very excited to be alongside my broadcast partner, Mitch Gatzke. How you feeling?
Feeling great, Rob. Happy New Year. It feels so good to be back here in the Purple Patch. A beautiful day for the occasion, and I think we're in for a treat here tonight with this game.
It is the third season for Coach Steve Walker. Let's take a look at his first selection for the first match day for Oakland County FC. Who has Coach Walker selected for his opening day matchup? Looks like he's going to come out in a 4-2-3-1 formation. We have 5 returners from last year. Actually, 4 returners from last year's team, but 5 familiar faces with one name from the past coming out. Let's go to Mitch Gatzke. Give us a rundown of our team here.
Quick rundown of the lineup here tonight. Your starting 11 in goal: number 1, Rob Jelai. Number 12, Mushaba Al-Hasnawi. 25, Soren Diekman. 19 is Rocco Del Guidici. 2 is Travis Ward. Colin Arce, the captain. Number 10, Marco Matei, wearing number 8. 11 is Braden Stefanovic. Number 3, Kyle Pearson. 26 is Keith Larson. And rounding it out, number 9, Andrew Durakshian.
Amongst those returning players, those 2 holding midfielders, the 2 minutes leaders from last year, Colin Arce, the captain, returning, and Marco Matei coming back. They led the team in minutes last year. They had great seasons at Michigan State, and so glad to have them back in the lineup. But it's the front 4 that we couldn't be more excited about. There should be goals here. We have returner Braden Stefanovic, the Canadian sensation, the Western Michigan Bronco, coming back for his 3rd season in purple, lining up on the left-hand side of that attacking 3 in the middle. Former Mr. Michigan Soccer, Kyle Pearson. He was at U of M, then transferred to Western Michigan, and now he's wearing the purple of County. And then on the right-hand side, the prodigal son, the man back. He scored lots of goals in years past, but he's back in the purple of County. Mr. Keith Larson is in the house, and we've admired our number 9 up front. He's played for a couple other teams in our division, but now he's leading the line for the men in purple, Andrew Durakshian.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. A couple of players who featured for Macomb last year. You just mentioned them both. Larson and Durakshian making the move over to County, or back to County in Larson's case. It's a little bit of even year magic, as Larson has played for the Purple in 22, 24, and now in 26. We are just a few minutes away from kickoff. We see the players starting to file out of the locker rooms. But, yeah, you just ran through all the attacking options and, you know, the spots that they might start off the match playing, but really I expect them to see a lot of rotation up top. Those guys can really float around and cause problems for opposing defenders, as they're not really sure the spaces that they're going to be taking up. Expect to see some positionless football and a lot of attacking front foot play from County here today to start this 2026 campaign.
I'm excited to see this brand new look at this defense that's going to be protecting returning 4th-year player Rob Jelai. He played a few games in 23, 12 games in 24, and 8 last year. Former goalkeeper of the year in the Ohio Valley Conference, Rob Jelai, is going to be protected by 4 defenders that are new to the team. Mush El-Haznawi, the German Dortmund local, and is going to be heading out to TST in just a few minutes. So a little bit of experience with Soren Diekman. And then we have Italian player Rocco Del Guidice from Cassano, Italy. And then on the right-hand side of that defense is Travis Ward, coming from New Jersey. Used to play at Northern Colorado Hailstorm, a top team at this level in the USL 2. If you are new to Oakland County FC, we've played for 10 years. Can you believe it? This is the 10th season. We played at a few different locations, starting at Stony Creek, Rochester, a couple years here at Royal Oak, a few years at Clawson City Park, and then what is this now, our 4th year back? 22, 23, 24, 25,
I think
26,
so.
5? Well, it's incredible to be back here, 2nd year under new ownership, and couldn't be more excited. We've got all sorts of entertainment and interactive things to do here at a live match day. We got face painters, bounce houses, a Toka ball machine that gives people a little bit of a challenge. And we got a mini nets and all sorts of fun stuff. So when you're not watching the stream here of Oakland County FC with myself, Robert Kerr, and Mitch Gatzke, come on down to Royal Oak High School Stadium. We have 6 more matches, 5 here, and then a charity match will come to later on in the show. In just a moment, we're going to hand off the introductions of the players to our PA announcer, Kevin Kramis. But do we have anything we want to talk about before we get into the show?
I'm going to save it.
You're going to save it?
We'll get to the
we are
introductions.
in the shade of, what is this, Olmsted Park over here, wedged in between Royal Oak High School, and the players are now under the stands. The crowd is filing into the bleachers here. A fine, fine day in Royal Oak High School Stadium. This is a 6-team division. Oakland County FC competes in the Great Lakes Division of the Central Conference. We take up arms is the right way to say. We take on a whole conference division full of Michigan teams. Today, Union FC Macomb, the closest of the opponents, will take on Thursday Kalamazoo. And then later in the schedule, we'll take on AFC Ann Arbor, the likes of Flint City Bucks, Lansing, and Midwest United coming out of Grand Rapids. And we are waiting here, kind of in a hold pattern, waiting for the players to come out for their introductions, waiting for the all go here. And tough division, tough to make the playoffs. OCFC got a 3rd place finish last year, just outside of the playoff positions. Only 1.5 playoff positions available to the Great Lakes Division. So you have to win or have one of the best qualifying 2nd places. So really, with a 12-game season, every game is a must-win.
Yeah, you're looking at, realistically, you're going to have to get to 8 wins when you think about just all the calculations that are involved. We know how strong the other teams in the division are. There's all these friendly foes that we've built up this shared history with, and unfortunately, it hasn't always gone County's way. But over the last couple of years, there's been a noticeable positive trend in on-field performance, and I think a lot of that can be chalked up to the solidity, the consistency that the coaching staff has brought to this program, and really getting players from all around the country, even internationally, getting them into the program, helping them understand what's expected of them, and really unlocking their potential to raise their game and providing this opportunity for them to take their game to the next level and really show all that they've got at this level. It's a challenge week over week with the tightly congested nature of the schedule. You're looking at 12 games in the span of 6-7 weeks, and so it can get a little hairy with these kids have other things going on in the summer. It is their summer away in between college for a lot of them, and so they've got life popping up in between, and that can cause some roster rotation. I am very curious to see how this back line comes together. We talked about the solidity up front, and going to need to see a lot of that out of the back line as well here tonight.
We're just a few moments away from kickoff here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. I think we're going to end up starting just about on time at the top of the hour. We're going to hand it off to PA announcer Kevin Kramis here. Match day 1 for OCFC's 10th season, just moments away. On screen there, veteran goalkeeper Rob Jella. We're going to Want him to be as consistent as ever for a good season ahead.
And he's certainly been consistent. He's the man that you can rely on at the back. It's going to go a long way with all the new pieces in defense. Seen a couple of those come out here.
And there's our German veteran, Soren Dykman here. And that's a player I'm excited for, the Italian international from Merrimack College. Very excited to see him play. I've heard wonderful things from preseason training, Gildrici.
Led Merrimack in assists last year with 4.
From the back.
From the back, so he's certainly in that mold of whipping in balls from wide.
And then Travis Ward from New Jersey. And there is the captain. Looks like he's wearing that armband once again. Colin Arce, minutes leader, the Iron Man of 2025, back in purple. Marco Matei right there alongside him. The same spine as the 2025 team, but there's a lot more weapons ahead of him this year.
Yeah, and that spine that you mentioned, that foundation that the team can build from, those two have been huge in the midfield.
Not a stranger to soccer observers in the state, Pearson. And there he is, Keith Larson. After travels and experience across Europe, he's back here, back home, here in Michigan, and rocking the purple of Oakland County FC. And there is the number 9, Andrew Durakian. He's played for a number of teams in the Division II. And there is our starting 11 for the opening game of Oakland County FC taking on Union FC Macomb. Oakland County FC is led by Steve Walker in his 3rd season, assisted by Steve Arce and Mike Lupinek to left. The bench a little bit short for Union Macomb, only a few subs, and played midweek. Already got on the winning side of the board. And here we go. Oh, a fake out. Now, officially, season 10 for Oakland County FC is underway.
He got you to fall for it, Rob.
He sure did. And I was saying, and here's a quick turnover here. Quick shot. Save immediately by the Union Macomb keeper, and a mighty collision in the box. Action starting here within the first 20 seconds. And goalkeeper for the visitors, Sebastian Stanai, called into action right off the ripper. Right-footed, strong shot off of a turnover there. The front providing some defense right off the rip.
Yeah, that save spilled out in front into a very dangerous area and nearly a tally in the opening 30 seconds. I think you see the strategy there from County immediately. Force the issue, ask the questions, make Macomb prove that they can defend you. It looks like they're going to sit off, too. They are not putting a lot of pressure on the ball here.
And we'll take some of that, and Marco Matei almost getting a second turnover, but here comes Kalamazoo into the attacking third, a right-footed strike. And that came off the field goal post and down in behind. A little bit misleading, a couple gasps there for half a beat. But no worries there. So both sides taking early long-range rips here. The action started here early, just 90 seconds in. Both teams have a shot. One on target, one very close to the top of the frame. But Marco Matei, the number 8, was in question here leading up to this. Wasn't sure about his fitness, but in the starting lineup, him alongside Colin Arce, familiar teammates both here at County and at the collegiate level with the Michigan State Spartans. And we see Durakian leading that front 4, and they're kind of in that shape, exactly how the graphic laid out, with a 4-2-3-1 set up there by Coach Steve Walker. His 3rd year here and the 2nd year under the new ownership of Dennis Weiss, marking the 2nd chapter, 2.0 of County, I guess would be fair to say in a sense. And we got a whole plethora of new sponsor banners on the other side. We got a few new in-game activations that's going to happen in the crowd in front of us. And lots of international banners. We got a lot of international guys on the side this year.
Yeah, it's a fresh coat of paint for County in a lot of different reasons.
Here's Larson to Durakian on the left foot. Low shot, and it's a goal right off the rip. Andrew Durakian, under 3 minutes gone. 1-0 Oakland County Football Club. What a way to start.
Larson on the assists. He gets the ball on the wing, cuts it back inside, and there is far too much space. Durakian's going to slot that home every time you give him that chance.
What a wonderful goal from taking that ball away with a little bit of pressure. Simple pass, centering ball to Andrew Durakian. The local guys doing well here for their hometown team of Oakland County FC, and the purple smoke is flying. Get a load of that. Breathe it in your lungs. We're back, baby.
That's got a sting, too. Those are the two guys that wore these colors this time last year. Wore the opposite colors this time last year, and seeing them contribute very early on here for County.
What will the reaction be from the visitors? I don't know if I actually spat it out, but they played midweek in a 2-1 win on the road against Kalamazoo, and we're hearing the go home Macomb chants already here early, and you only imagine those will get louder if the scoreline increases for the home side. But 1-0 it stands here in the early goings. We got our first look at Mush Al-Haznawi on the ball there for a second. Then our Italian Rocco Del Guidice out to the right-hand side to Ward.
A good result for Macomb, pulling 3 points out of Kalamazoo. We know how difficult it is to play out there on the grass field.
Yeah, the variety of stops here in the USL2 Great Lakes Division. And the variety of settings, from the large stadium in Flint and some stadia like this, with football lines and artificial turf. But out in Kalamazoo, they got the Mayor's Riverfront Park with some lengthy natural grass there. But 1-0 here at the Purple Patch of Royal Oak High School Stadium. What will the reaction be from the visitors? Do they have a lot of legs in them? And this is 10 out of the 11 starters that played midweek. And obviously, opening match for Oakland County FC. Coach Steve Walker said all the players came in fit and firing and have a palpable hunger to succeed in purple. And almost another turnover forced by County there, but Union Macomb recovering there, looking to build out down this right-hand side. Number 22 goes around a couple, makes a pass. Here's Markovsky, a former OCFCer, sprays it to the right, looking back for that return pass. Defense for County pops it up and breaks that up for now. Here's the German. Has it knocked off of his toe, but no problem at all, and into the safe hands of veteran goalkeeper Rob Gelai.
Wasn't a clean clearance, but a great play there by Rocco Del Guidice. Just to get a foot on that one as that whipped ball came in. That you never know what happens behind you. That ball might find an attacking player, so just to get something on it was important there.
That's Durakian on the run, and that's poked away from him. That's going to be a throw-in deep in the attacking third of Union FC Macomb. And it looks like the number 22 for, not number 22, number 41 for the visitors, Zachary Townsend, looks to be their strongest center back in the early goings. He's gotten on the ball quite a few times, and Durakian battled Townsend there and was able to win the throw. And it looks like County's setting up for a long throw-in, so we'll see what the distance is here. And that's going to get right to the center of the box, and it's headed away by Townsend. Larson chasing this one down, looking to block off that clearance. Macomb able to do so, but only as far as Matei, who heads it back into a visiting player's foot.
That long throw could be a weapon throughout the season. It's essentially you've got yourself a set piece there when you can chuck it into the box that way.
Larson chasing it down, number 25 on, no, excuse me, number 25 on the near side.
Soren.
So,
himself
yeah, I was going to say he's well ahead of where I expected him to be, playing a little bit more fluidly with the defenders up in the Attacking third of the field. Here comes Markovsky. Familiar face around this area. Dispossessed by Arce.
Yeah, Arce thinks he got a touch off of Markovsky there, but linesman disagrees. It will be a corner kick.
So the first corner kick of the game goes in favor of the visitors. Rob Jelai will have to organize his new defensive unit to keep this one out of the back of the net. We'll want to keep this scoreline. We'll want to keep that clean sheet, obviously. Looks like it's going to be a right-footed outswinger. Well defended there by the German, Dykman.
There is a lot more size in this county team than we are used to, Rob. It's been a relatively small unit over the last few years, and for so much height to be in the lineup can really help on those corner kicks when you're defending.
Yeah, not only is there more height in this lineup, but more experience. The average age above 23 years old. And just a couple of years ago, the entirety of the lineup was teenagers. So a step up in experience here. We have some folks that have had their go at professional ball overseas. We've had some players come in for some very successful programs, as well as having a core of returners, and that's well shepherded by the left back, Mush El-Haznawi, and that's no problem at all. Some good teamwork by that defensive unit to really snuff out that attack before it could really get going. And we're about 10 minutes into the game. We haven't mentioned our top sponsor, Diversified Members Credit Union, back with us, title sponsor for Oakland County FC. Once again, they've been some reliable and steadfast partners for Oakland County FC on the chest of the men in purple for many years now.
Yes, thank you for your continued support. It's great to see you again. Happy New Year.
It's purple season again. It feels good, Mitch.
It does. It's one of those where it can kind of sneak up on you just with, school is almost out and everybody's busy and work and this and that. And then, oh, yeah, county plays Saturday. Let's go.
And a loose ball at the back here from the visitors allows Oakland County to try to snuff out another turnover. A third-minute goal from Andrew Durakian. The difference here, and that came from a Keith Larson takeaway.
Uh-oh.
And we got to see the purple smoke fly early due to that. And it looks like we have a visitor down. Is that
Dylan Davis has pulled up a little lame and limping. Might have stretched something as he was chasing that ball in behind.
And the county player looking to stretch him out as if it's a cramping type situation. Hopefully it's that and not anything more serious. Obviously painful in the short term, but better than any sort of a muscular injury. It's
interesting.
Going to give a test out. I mean, he was down there for a second, looked like he wanted to stretch, and then once he was receiving assistance, he popped right back up. He's kind of flexing it a little gingerly. We'll see how that turns out for the number 22 in black.
Yeah, and you touched on it already. Short bench. Macomb can't really afford anybody to go off injured here tonight.
County in this 10th season, there's more county than ever, actually battling on 3 different fronts. Obviously, the USL 2 team, the bread and butter, but we are introducing for the first time in many years Oakland County FC 2, the second team playing in the Midwest Premier League, and actually started off their Midwest Premier League life. The 2 team did with a
got off to a great start.
With a 3-0 win, and Diego Arce with the brace. Fantastic to see them getting off to a winning start in the Midwest Premier League for the 2 team. And then there is the tournament team, the TST team, operating under the name OCFC Weiss. They're going to be flying to Cary, North Carolina for the 2026 edition of the $1 million prize money tournament down there that's getting more and more popular every single year. And Markovsky, the Canadian sensation, absolutely bodied them. No foul. Curling cross. Can it get picked up? And it looks like he went over the end line. But, wow, Markovsky took the Macomb player off of his feet. No whistle. And Markovsky put in a heck of a curler, but nobody getting on the end of that one.
I think the ref is saying, well, he's entitled to the space. You know, he was just running. It wasn't like he was going out of his way to run into the defender there, just kind of a collision, and it was Stefanovic who was much stronger in that case there.
Yeah, Stefanovic had 5 goals and a handful of assists in 2025.
He was so good last year, kind of a breakout campaign for him when County was, there were moments where you didn't really know where the offense was going to come from. Stefanovic was really the main guy in stepping up in the second half of last season, making it his own and taking up that mantle as the goal scorer.
Yeah, hopefully that's not the case this year. Hopefully there's plenty of options. That's a long diagonal looking for the run of Ward. Just a bigger bounce than expected. Another new addition to the kind of county family is the partnership with Vardar became official. We've had plenty of connections and players and coaches
Official.
Yeah, from over the years, and officially now partners with Vardar, one of the prestigious youth academy clubs in the state, in the southeast of Michigan, produce some of the top players that have come out of the area. So good news to make that official.
And top players that have played for County over the last few years. It's always interesting. You know, it was really cool to see it become official, like you mentioned, when you kind of knew behind the scenes. It's sort of a pipeline where Steve Walker has that history and that familiarity with the Vardar program, and to be able to bring some of those guys up to these ranks, it's been a really cool thing, and to cement it as officially official, onwards and upwards for both sides, I'm sure. We are looking at Dylan Davis hobble off the field after going down just a couple of minutes ago. He tried to carry on, but he's not going to be able to do so. The substitution for him is
coming onto the field.
Number 26. It's Nicholas Samways. We'll see what he can provide.
26, Nicholas Samways checks in for.
So that's unfortunate for the visitors. Only 2 players remaining on the bench, so we'll have to use those sparingly, of course. And I'm interested to see who the player is with this long throw in. It's our number 19,
I think it was
Rocco Del Gudici. Back over there, and you said it was a weapon. It got right in front of the 6-yard box in the first attempt, and this one's going to go similar. Townsend heads it over the head of everybody, and it looks like it's going to creep over the end line for the first corner of the season for Oakland County FC. There was some success from that in 2025. We'll see what the captain can deliver here. He's got a right footer. We know he can curl it. Let's see if we can get some of those big bodies into the box. It looks like there's going with a kind of a bunch formation at the top of the 18. 1 player in front of the goalie. And here comes the delivery. And head away for Townsend. Top of the box, left-footed bouncer, deflection, and it goes wide, but it's offside there. The German, Soren Dykman, offside there with the long-range attempt going wide anyway.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. You're in the position. You don't really know if you're off or not, so give it a go. But that long throw, I'm telling you, it's going to be something that we talk about all season if it continues to be Rocco in the starting lineup here, because it is a weapon. He is able to put it right in the middle of the 6-yard box. And like I said, it's practically a corner. You said we've officially had one, but those pseudo set-piece opportunities now mounting for County.
Yeah, that's something to be excited about, something to keep an eye on. And, yeah, he was able to put that right at the top of the 6-yard box, a little bit out of the range of the goalkeeper. And that one's into the top of the County box, but cleared away by Rocco. And it'll be a throw-in right in front of the hometown supporters. Looks like a good crowd. The theme of the night was break the record, the all-time record for Oakland County FC attendance, 707, and we might be creeping close to that.
It might be close. It looks pretty good here tonight. Beautiful night. Some rainstorms this morning, heard some thunder as I was having my coffee, but things have cleared up, and it is gorgeous today.
Yeah, wonderful day. Good cloud cover. No one's getting sunburns today. No rain or wind as we're setting up here. The Oakland County FC stream team able to take care of business, get everything set up, and nothing blowing away, getting knocked over, or anything of the sort as the ball comes down the right-hand side. Here comes Keith Larson, can he get past the defense? Can he stretch his legs? That's blocked. Gets near Durakian, but cleared away. And looks like Macomb able to get out of this county pressure here for the moment. And Arce, way to track back and knock that away. Possession in favor of the men in purple. They've done really well with that so far, taking advantage of maybe any tired legs there might be. But down the left-hand side, that's threaded through, and Townsend cuts it out before it gets to the run of Durakian. Clever ball, but good defense there from the visitors.
Right idea, and Townsend, I think, saved a goal there. Certainly a goal-scoring opportunity, a golden one.
Take a moment to shout out one of our main sponsors, Weiss Distilling, located in downtown Clawson, brings the wow factor to Metro Detroit. They're organic and additive-free spirits. Look out for the best shot of the day. We're going to give one of those away later in the show. The partnership reflects the shared commitment, supporting local businesses and enhancing community engagement. Join us in the alley at Weiss Distillery after the game if you're a local.
It is nice to be a local again.
Yeah, shout out to Mitch Gatzke, play-by-play or color commentator here up with me. Robert Kerr was traveling across the state from Grand Rapids for a number of years. Wonderful to have you back in town. And if you've been following along in the Oakland County FC YouTube page, you'll see OCFC Extra. We've had a series of interviews with the coaches and players, and Rob Jelli slips, chips, and this is the mess. Here's Markovsky. He's on the ball. And Markham would say, able to slow down this attack. Rob Jelli back in his net. A bit of a oopsie moment there. Dykeman closing down the Macomb attackers, and that's cut out really nicely. Could have been an embarrassing moment for the hometown team. And this one's going to get by Townsend, but not quite have the pace to get to the run of Stevanovic down this left-hand side. Turning defense to offense quickly, though. Good to see the County were able to turn that pretty quickly.
The work that the defenders have been able to do to plug up those moments when Macomb is on the ball, yeah, they can transition right into attack, and they have three outlets basically up top for County to look for. And as soon as one of them gets the ball, boom, they're on the turn looking for passing lanes. It's not the lone warrior up top kind of stranded there. And, yeah, this pressure, this press that County is putting on Macomb to make them work the ball even up to midfield. It's already paid dividends once, and if it continues, I expect it to do the same again.
Yeah, Kyle Pearson in the middle of that attacking force had been putting on some good pressure too, and good job by all in this opening 21 minutes or so of the season, the 10th season for Oakland County FC.
And the best one yet. I can feel it.
You can feel it in your bones. That's good. That's good, Mitch. What can they pick out? Can they add to their lead?
There's just so much to be excited about as we head into this summer with County. You mentioned all the new competitions, the continued support from up top with the ownership group.
Here's a cross here looking for Larson, cut out there. Didn't quite have the gusto needed to get to the purple shirts in the box. But there's been a good amount of success down the right-hand side. That's where the goal came from. And there's been a number of, moments of penetration down the right-hand side so far for County. Looking for a little bit of space. Macomb standing off here.
They really are. They're not playing any sort of defense until midfield, really. And even then, they're really sagging off. It is early. We mentioned they've already played one game. They have a short bench, so it's by design that they're kind of hanging back in a low block. But
this is a chip ball into the corner for Larson to chase, but he pulls up. Didn't think he could get there, but love the mix of the returning players and the new blood. 4 players from last year in the starting lineup, and then Larson, who was on the opponent's team last year.
Yeah.
On the right-hand side of the attack. That's left back Mouche El Haznawi whistled for the foul. He's been active down this left-hand side when called upon. Looks like he's willing to step up into the attacking half of the field when needed, as that ball runs into the bench over there for County. And Mike Sheehy, I didn't give him a shout-out. We have him back goalkeeper coach. So we have a full coaching staff. Steve Walker, Mike Lupinick, Steve Arce, and Mr. Mike Sheehy. Good to have returning coaches as well. Good to have that solidity. Didn't always have that year-to-year repetition. Not only is the president back for a second year, shout out to Dominic Troya for all the hard work he's put in to make this happen. He's operating on 3 fronts, 3 teams to manage. And we've got the coaching staff back in here for the second season as a full staff, and then head coach Steve Walker back for his 3rd season in charge of County. And pressure here, Macomb getting a little nervous on the ball.
If they can get a switch, though.
The number 3 here on the near side is in quite a bit of space.
Mohamed Issa is calling for it, but there's just no way to get the ball all the way over to him.
Al-Haznawi, I think, is confident of his speed. He had a little peek over his shoulder, and there is that ball to the number 3 in the near side. Here's some room to operate. Stevanovic closed down well to take the pace out of that entry ball. So yeah, Stevanovic able to cover that ground and not let anything happen.
Even just that, he doesn't make the full play really, but he gets enough on it that it just rolls harmlessly back to Rob, and here we go right back on the ball.
County up 1 in the opening half of the opening day match here in Royal Oak in the suburbs of Detroit, about 20 minutes north of the city. Pleasure to be with you. I'm Robert Kerr. He's Mitch Gatzke. Big thanks to the OCFC stream team getting us online here. And that pass by Diekman, really the only misplayed pass here, and we're 25 minutes in. First misplayed ball, really. Solid quarter of an hour under our belts. And we'll see if County can be consistent through the 90. Can they keep up this pressure and ball control? But they're going to have to defend this first as the visitors from Macomb battling down in that corner right in front of the Elmwood Elite, the supporters who are chanting, "Go home, Macomb," just after that early goal from Andrew Jurachian. And now Haznawi going to throw it in for the home team, going to throw it down the line, searching for Jurachian. Doesn't quite get there. Here's Markovsky. He feeds a teammate. Poked away there by Diekman, and Jelai tried to scramble across his box and prevent a visitor's corner, but it will be the second corner of the match for the visitors. On the board with 3 points, the first team to play in the Great Lakes Division. So in first place for now, but there is a series of other games going on across the division today, and we'll talk about in a second. As County defend, right footer, out swinger, does find a visitor trying to turn on him, Markovsky.
Wow.
He gets his right foot on it, has a lash, but well over the bar of Rob Jelai's goal. Around the grounds at other locations, actually, I lied. There's only one other game. Let me scroll up here. I'm getting ahead of myself. We got Midwest United hosting Lansing City is the other game happening in the division today. No other games until Thursday when Flint City Bucks host Lansing, and then the second game of the season for Oakland County here in Royal Oak as we welcome Kalamazoo on the 21st. So, quiet weekend, but lot of noise here in County as we welcome all of those into the broadcast and here into Royal Oak High School Stadium, the Purple Patch as it's known. County trying to get down that right-hand side. That's where the goal came from. Macomb looking to get even here. Here's Markovsky, the former County player. He feeds a teammate, darting in from the left-hand side, getting central. Right-footed strike. Is that Bylon there with the rip?
I think so.
Another former County player. So some familiarity here. Not only is Macomb the closest opponent in the Great Lakes Division, but a lot of players that have donned both sets of jerseys, but Union FC Macomb, only a few years old. County celebrating 10 years on the field here in Southeast Michigan.
County yet to lose to crosstown rivals in the 4 previous meetings. Undefeated here at home, and 1 win, 1 draw out there in Romeo.
And that was Larson trying to bring down a very speedy ball. He looked like he brought it down, but knocked away from him. But County have the ball here in the right-hand side. That's a short pass. We'll stay with County. Here's Pearson, left-footed strike, blocked and poked away there. Trying to dribble out of trouble, pass it out of trouble. And the visitors do, but crowded off the ball by Ward. Foul, though. Our center referee blowing his whistle. Probably a fair call. But so far, I like the feet of the visitor, number 23, Austin Sue. He looks like he's been able to use his ball control with the ball at his feet to get out of a couple tight spaces. He might be someone to keep an eye on as this game progresses, but definitely has been good to relieve some of this press resistance from the number 23.
Macomb still asking the questions, still trying to figure out their best plan of attack, I think, because the ball's in behind early on, just not working. There's too much speed at the back for County. They're able to cover those, or have been.
That one trying to split the County defense. Dykeman getting physical, but it bounces back to Markovsky. He dishes to the left. Here's Sue. Steps over it. He's got 3 purple shirts around him. He plays it back. Right-footed centering ball. Here's Bylon. Left footer. Into the arms of Rob Jeli. No sweat there. And if that's the toughest shot he faces, he will be a happy camper. County.
Yeah, those are manageable.
Yeah, that's an easy one for the towering goalkeeper in net. His 4th season for County.
And I really can't say enough about what that means to have a keeper who's been around that long, and especially when you have defenders who are new to the program, and having somebody who communicates at the back the way that he does, who leads, and is just a wizard with the gloves on. I mean, we've seen him make some saves that he just had no business making, and has kept his team in plenty of games and stood on his head and been man of the match.
Here's Ward coming down the right-hand side. Punched away by the visiting goalkeeper. It was a nice floated ball all the way to the right-hand side, but now we go down the left. El Haznawi tries to cut around, stumbles, and his cross falls into the hands of Stenai, who spectacularly punched away the cross of Ward at the beginning of that sequence of play. And shout out to Kitman Trent on the right-hand side, trying to gather that ball on the bench. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday shout out to Kitman Trent. What a guy. He's back for what, his 4th, 5th season?
Kitman Trent, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Kitman Trent. Happy birthday.
Local legend getting a shout out here and receiving some applause from the crowd.
Love to see that. And another returner, Kidman Trent, been with the team, taking care of the laundry, taking care of the players for many years now.
So we're
And we got the Elmwood Elite singing some happy birthday now.
certainly settled into this game, Rob, after the early going flurry back and forth. It's kind of settled in here.
Half an hour in, everyone's catching their breath a little bit. It was pretty frenzied there for the opening 15 minutes or so.
County is certainly on the front foot, and Macomb has really yet to truly worry anything.
This has definitely been something deliberate. The right diagonal ball. Here's Larson on the left. Floats it in, looking for Stevanovic, but that's not going to connect. But those lofted, angled through balls looking for runners down the right-hand side. A moment ago, it was Ward. That time, Larson not able to make that feed accurately for that final ball, but definitely getting a lot of pleasure down that right-hand side. Definitely seeing some sort of a weakness in the visitors' defense and found some joy down there.
Yeah, I think they trust Larson to get the ball controlled, whether it be service to his head or chest, knee high, along the ground. He just collects it, settles things down, and can spring that attack from wide.
I don't want to do your job as the analyst, Mitch, but I feel like if Oakland County FC is able to just keep the ball really to the end of the half, when we get about halfway through the second half, and this team with very few subs on the bench is going to start to get leggy, and that's when they could potentially pounce if the lead stays like this. It's very tiring chasing the ball when you're just on defense for long stretches, and if County are able to keep doing this, just knocking the ball around and stealing it back, the end of the game could be one-way traffic, but that's yet to be played out as visitors try to come down the right-hand side, but that's not going to do them any favors. Markovsky, kind of the lone forward there, as the number 3, Mohamed Issa, tried to create something quick, but there was just kind of a wall of purple shirts that didn't allow that to happen.
It's early goals are always important, right? To get on the score sheet 3 minutes in is always going to be a huge boost of wind in your sails. But considering the game that we've seen play out here and what we've noted about Macomb and their setup and their strategy, at least here in the first half hour, that goal really just allows County to do this. They can knock it back and forth.
Here's Dykeman. He's really been impressive on the ball so far. Probably one of our most experienced players. I mean, we've never had anyone with a Dortmund experience, and here he is again. He's playing the first few games before the TST tournament goes underway. He's going to be playing in that. That's a wayward ball that Arce will track down. Mark Stefanovic coming for the run and looking for the run of Pearson that time, the number 3, unable to connect to him, and Townsend able to poke it away, but only as far as Mazet. Left-footed strike blocked away, only as far as Arce. County, can they turn the screw? Can they get the second here? Surrounded by defenders, knocked away, but County able to swarm to the ball and regroup. Here's Dykeman looking to reset, spring something. Can they break down a packed-in defense? The first one came from a turnover. Can they break it down when all 11 shirts are between them and the goal? Here's Pearson. Nice turn there from Matei. Strike, but a little bit of the juice was taken off by the defender, and that one's easy for Sebastian Stenai in the visiting goal.
There's been nowhere for Macomb to go with the ball when they do get it. You mentioned just how low the block is, how much they're defending, and when they do get on the ball, they just don't have those outlets available. County collapsing with that pressure from all angles.
The whistle eventually coming there. Looks like that ball bounced up into the hand of Travis Ward. I think it was the appeal that won that more than anything. I'm not sure if our center referee got that one.
It's been a very clean game. There haven't been too many whistles at all.
Yeah, there's just been, some shoulder challenges, maybe some 50-50s. There was like one foul on Ward, but nothing crazy for a crosstown rivalry, that's for sure.
It felt that there was a lot more energy, but tension last year.
Between these two teams?
Yeah, I think there was certainly, I don't know, so just some more. And that's going to be in the air.
Yeah, there was definitely some more angst in the air. Union FC Macomb rather, was a little bit newer, and there was, some more intrigue and focus that a new team would start so close by, but maybe not so much this year. And that's a whistle on number 23, Austin Sue, for offside there. And County can kind of come up the field at their leisure, not in any kind of incredible hurry. But I said, experience here. The minutes leaders in the center of the field back the Michigan State duo of Arce and Matei, and they're their third year here in County. They were very, very young. They had just been freshmen in their first year, and they're between their junior and senior years now, and a great time to be in this sort of a highly competitive environment. This is their time to really show their stuff at the top of their game. Senior classmen, returners, and they've got that camaraderie and that chemistry, not only playing here in the summer together, but collegiately for their colleges.
It's been really cool to watch them grow up and get those status updates every summer, see how the guys are doing, and watch their game elevate year over year. And it's not that they're doing things that they've never done before. It's just the precision that they do it with. They know their game. They've learned what they're out there to do. And even you see it right there, just being able to link up in the middle of the park and get the ball going up the field. That understanding and that know-how playing
Kyle
with
Pearson
each other.
puts it in the middle for Stefanovic, but there's Townsend once again. spotlighted him earlier. He is the main stopper of attacking moves, and that time his intervention was needed as that ball from Pearson had eyes for Stevanovic. And the visitors looking to combine and come down the left-hand side. Managed to keep it inbounds. Markovsky holds it up, plays it back. Bylon centers it up. He's got a couple options here. His visiting player wide right in plenty of space as the ball comes down the left. Here's Markovsky, top of the box.
Ooh.
Two offensive players, or defensive players
save.
rather, block it down, and Angeli comes up with the big save. It looked messy, but County got it done. But they'll have some more defending as a corner kick comes from the far side for the very first time. And County player kind of getting up a little bit tentatively. We don't want any injuries as the squad does have a couple, and that's the captain, Steve Arce. Or not Steve Arce, Colin Arce, excuse me. Kind of a little bit ginger after the two County players went to ground to block that away. Got some of it, got enough of it to let Jelly come out and make that save as they got to defend here. In-swinger. Townsend chases on the far stick. He's berated down into the corner. Al-Haznawi did enough there. And he's getting a lot of plaudits from his teammates right there in front of that corner of the stand where the supporters, Elmwood Elite, are gathering. They got to pop that purple smoke early in the 3rd minute when County went ahead. Keith Larson stole it away from a visiting player down the right-hand side and centered it for a left-footed strike from Andrew Direction, scoring within moments of his County debut. And that's where we are as the clock gets into the 40th minute of play here in the first half of the first game at the Purple Patch of Royal Oak High School Stadium.
And you said it, Rob. The mission here is escort this 1-0 lead into the halftime break. Cannot let them claw it back here just a few minutes before halftime.
There's Moosh blocking another potential service into the middle. He's done really well in his County debut in the first 40-plus minutes. Ball back in play. As Union FC Macomb looking to square it up. They cross it. It flies over and out of play. No harm done whatsoever. Want to shout out the Miners Den. Miners Den Jewelers, a local family jeweler since 1971, just a couple blocks away from 13 and Rochester Road, specializing in diamonds, bridal, jewelry repair, custom design, and much more. Stop in and mention you were at today's game for free jewelry. I guess if you're watching it back, but they won't ask you if you're there. Say you were watching the stream, go there, you can get hooked up. But thank you, Miners Den, for supporting Oakland County Football Club once again. And the veteran presence and poise on the ball there, number 25, Dykman. Like I said, the German international doing well at the back. Here's Larson cutting into the middle. He had 3 black shirts around him, but they're only able to poke it as far as Mazet. Arce goes central. Stevanovic, Al-Hanazwi, can Moosh put one in? He does! Away from the goalkeeper. They think there was a touch, and it bounces off the corner stick, and that will be an Oakland County FC corner. The visitors are protesting, but the County players putting their hands up immediately, but Al-Hanazwi putting together a very dangerous cross.
Here's the corner from County. Whipped in with the left foot, back stick. It's going to roll all the way through, and here's Arce to collect. He pops it in. Ball goes all the way back out the other side, and actually out for a goal kick.
One of these.
It was Travis Ward trying to keep it in there, but could not.
Check it. Just give it a. All right, the last few moments of the first half here in Royal Oak. Welcome on in. My name's Robert Kerr, and alongside Mitch Gatzke and the OCFC stream team, Got a good crowd in the house here today. We'll have to see if we broke the attendance record. That was the theme of the day. Every game here, Oakland County this season, with a particular theme. And I'm very excited for the last game of the season, Christmas in July. We did that a few years ago, had specialty Santa Claus jerseys. We'll see if those come back or something similar. That'd be fun. As County,
that was one of the most memorable days here at Royal Oak High School Stadium.
we thought that was Mike Melorani, club legend's final game for County. As this one sent in the box, looking for Jarakchi and punched away by Stanai. And quick throw in. Here's Stevanovic dribbling in. And he's denied there by Sue. Markowski lays it off. That's not Sue. Excuse me. That was number 26, Hamoud.
The sub.
No, it was Muhammad Hamoud there, but never mind. We're going down the left-hand side now. As the visitors looking to put something together here. We're in the closing minutes of the first half. Entry ball into the box, but doesn't meet that diagonal run into the box, and Rob Jelai able to casually pick that one up. And about a minute of regulation before the clock stops at 45. We get into stoppage time here.
It's really interesting how Macomb has just wanted to shorten this game ever since the opening whistle. They are allowing County to do really whatever they want with it in their own half, which, fine, that's their prerogative. But I just don't see how that's sustainable. Again, they're already down one.
Here's Stevanovic putting one in. That's long and beyond the run of Pearson at that back stick. That's out of bounds.
And they are reliant at this point on keeping it at one because they've had a couple of half chances, but I don't see how they're going to muster an attack to score.
I mean, that's got to be their tactic, right? I mean, they got to hold it as long as they can here and then try to sneak a counterattack goal or something and pip one in the second half. So it's more than important for County to keep it where it is now.
Yeah.
And then early in the second half, right here, maybe right before the break, get themselves that all-important second goal. Because if you think it gets past about 70, 75 minutes on the clock in the second half, the visitors will start, feeling themselves a little bit more, maybe get a little bit more energy, thinking they can squeak one out and maybe steal something near at the end. But a lot of game to go until then, as we are now officially into stoppage time here. The opening game for Oakland County FC's USL 2 season, the 10th season of play for the county. Up the county, bleed purple, all that stuff.
All of it.
Al Haznawi, impressive in his debut so far. Here's Captain Colin Arce back on his feet. He was a little ginger after a defensive action there where he got caught up with a teammate, but it looks like he's moving freely now. Here's Stevanovic looking for the run of Jarakchi, and he's crowded off the ball by Balon. And there is the halftime whistle. And what an opening 45 minutes it was here in the opening game for Oakland County FC. In the first few moments, a flurry of activity, which included a debut goal for Andrew Direction in the 3rd minute. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and review it all, take a sip and relax. So bleed purple. We'll be right back for the second half here in Royal Oak. 1-0 the scoreline on opening day. Halftime, it was a fast start for the home team. 3rd minute, Keith Larson steals the ball, pokes it centrally for a left-footed rip from Andrew Direction on his debut to make it 1-0 County in the first game of their 10th season on the field.
Yeah, really controlled possession there. Not a whole lot of threat of attack from Macomb, and I would expect to see a lot of the same. We talked about the short bench. Injury early on has forced a substitution already for the visitors. They're kind of up against it, and you can see it in the way that they're playing, hanging off, really allowing County the possession in their own half and waiting until they get into the attacking third to start to pressure the ball. At what point do they start to shift to try to pick up a game-tying goal? Not sure. Only time will tell. But I think if you're County, you come out guns blazing again, same way you did in the first half. Try to get a second one, put this game out of reach early, avoid all the drama late.
There, you said it, Mitch. And there is another game to be played this week. County back in action here on Thursday. So if you're watching at home and you're in the area, come back for some Thursday night action as Oakland County FC welcome in Kalamazoo FC on Thursday night. But we got 45 more minutes here. And my name is Robert Kerr, proud to be alongside Mitch Gatzke in the booth and the OCFC stream team making it happen here on opening day. 1-0 favors the home team, obviously, and the short bench for the visitors makes it even harder for them to get into it. We saw much of that second portion of the opening half. Macomb more than happy to stack numbers. There was at times 11 players between the ball and the goal. And we'll see how that plays out. Will County just kind of cruise it out and leave a little bit of room for belief from the visitors that they might be able to squeak out a random scrappy goal or some sort of a counterattack against the ball? But we shall see. And my fingers are crossed for what you said, Mitch. I really do hope that Oakland County FC are able to get on the board early in the second half and really put this thing to bed. You feel like a goal 10 minutes in or so might really bring on a little bit of desperation from the visitors. Maybe they open up even more, trying to get back in the game, and opens up for more. But really the next goal in the game, absolutely massive. County could really turn the screw if they score the next one. And then I feel like the floodgates could possibly open, but lots of football to play.
And it looks like, Rob, I think we're going to get a couple of substitutions here to start the second half for Oakland County, and really just continuing to put pressure on the visitors and take advantage of that advantage that you have with the more rested team early on in the season. But, again, a quick turnaround for Macomb, having just played a couple of nights ago. So we'll take a look to confirm those substitutions, but from what I can tell, I think it's Adam McAleen and Timmy Allos who are checking in.
So that is the number 15 in the midfield, filling in and substituting for Marco Mate. And there he is on the ball, getting his first touch as a County player. He played some pro in the Northern Ireland League before coming to Oakland County FC.
Other substitution, it looks like Kyle Pearson has come off.
For Timmy Allos, that makes some sense too. Timmy Allos went on a great scoring run at the end of the year last year. Another returner, so I guess that makes a sixth familiar face for the County faithful. Allos really got on a heater at the end of last year. And another dead ball. Not a lot of whistles in the first half, but kind of a weird start to this second half. But I'm excited to see the Northern Irishman, Adam McAleen, in the midfield. Was actually expecting to see him from the start, but Marco Mate got the nod. Only 45 minutes in him, though, and we'll see what the Northern Irishman has for us, paired with Colin Arce in that second defensive holding midfield spot. Steve Walker, the head coach for Oakland County FC, going with a 4-2-3-1 formation. And your player to watch at the beginning of it all got the assist on the opening goal. As a fast and furious start, your man to watch, Keith Larson, was on the right wing, stole the ball away, poked it centrally for number 9, Andrew Durakian, to put home for the opening and only goal of the game so far.
Yeah, let's reset the lineup, Rob, as there are just a couple of substitutions and some switches around in terms of the formation of the players. It's still Durakian up top as this ball goes in behind for Macomb and chasing it down, collecting and passing back. Chip ball back into the middle, cut out. Back up to Durakian, who is taken off the ball. We'll get you that lineup here in just a second once things calm down.
And that ball cut out there by the captain, Colin Arce, and Rob Jelly did have to kind of stretch for that one a bit, but able to skew that one away. Under pressure is Stevanovic, and able to combine with his teammate, but it's poked out of play, and that will be a county throw. One of the highlights of the first half is on his debut, the Italian center back from Merrimack College. We had some long throw-ins that were quite spectacular, very dangerous from Rocco Del Giudice. Excited to see him. He was the leading assister from the back for his college, and I've heard great things through the preseason. And that came off kind of an arm from Stevanovic. No call as that bouncing ball is battled here in the middle of the park. Bylon versus Arce. And the whistle does eventually go against County. I'm not really sure where the foul was there. Our referee, hasn't had a whole lot to do so far.
I think he's called more fouls here in the second half than he did in the first half.
Yeah, we're only
already.
3 minutes in. There's been more stops than there was in the entirety of that first half. But we're back underway here. Looking for the run down the left-hand side. Ward defending, but offside flag up on the far side.
All right, let's do it quickly. Durakshian still up top. Stefanovic has gone from the left to the right. Larson has come over from the right into the center, taking up that spot that Pearson was playing in. Alos now over on the left, that far-hand side. We've got Arce in the middle of the central midfield. And playing alongside him now, 15, McAleenan.
Looks like County's battling their way down the left-hand side. Centering ball, looking for Stevanovic, heads it centrally, but doesn't find an attacking player that was kind of in between Larson and Durakshian. And looks like Larson is taking up that spot where Pearson was in the first half. Kind of going centrally. He was up the right-hand side. And Stevanovic in front of the crowd again on this side. And that ball's going to reach Alos, but the offside flag comes up. I think that's the first offside against County. Oh, no, there was the one against the defender that was all the way up the field when Diekman was called offside. So just the
one
first.
Of those technically offside, but not really in the run of play, trying to get in behind,
But that one offside on Alos.
The first proper offside.
Not too many whistles in that first half, many here in the second.
I think we truly have already had more whistles here in these first 5 minutes of second half play than we did all in the 45 of first half play. Back line unchanged, by the way, from the first half. So it's still Diekman in the middle alongside Del Giudice.
And Ward and Al Haznawi on the outside.
Yes, precisely.
But yet, County can just play around with the ball as long as they're clean with it. No need to press, and that one's offside again. I think that was Al Haznawi just creeping up just a little bit. Kind of wild that the fullback was offside, and it was a developing play, but we play on again. Nice step there by Dykman, the German. And his pass just away from Durakshian, the goal scorer. Ball continues. Here comes Union Macomb in their second game of the season. Got 3 points midweek against Kalamazoo. This next goal, huge if there is to be one.
Macomb does get a bit of rest before they're back at it next Saturday.
Some welcome rest, I'm sure.
That will be hosting Flint. So, again, work cut out for them.
And here come Macomb. A rare venture into the County box. Played back. Here's Bylon, former County player. Scoops it. And a diving header from the County defender, Al Haznawi.
Great ball.
Taking care of business there. Bylon with a teaser. And the County defense had to make a move there to get it away. But now they're going to have to continue to be stout as this corner is going to come in. It looks like it's going to be a right-footed in-swinger from this near corner. Here it comes. Near post headed away dangerously. And was that off the frame of the goal or was that off the field goal post? It's going to be a Macomb ball either way. If it's a throw-in, we'll know which object it came off of. I think they're trying to figure it out still.
I don't really know. I didn't.
There's a debate going on down there in the county box. Referee and the linesman. And
I didn't get a good look at it. It looked to me like a county defender deflected it on goal and then off the crossbar and out.
County defend another corner from the opposite side now. Here it comes. Outswinger. High. Bouncing ball. Left-footed strike from the visitors. Is good for 3, but not good for 1 here in the frame that counts. So that'll be a goal kick for Rob Jelli. And as we have a bit of a stop in play here, County, not only are we competing in more competitions, but also out in the community more. And I heard that there was a nice big crowd out at Stumblebum, local brewery here in the area, just up the road from the stadium, up in Troy, and OCFC's local craft brewery. If you show a ticket, you can get in there and get your first drink 50% off at Stumblebum. Excited to grow together with Stumblebum and keep continuing the great relationship. Stumblebum over there at Maple and Crooks, for those familiar with the area here.
Also had some folks out at Clawson Market Day today, so community involvement all around for OCFC.
Yeah, you love to see it, and there's just more and more people, boots on the ground and able to cover more. And with more and more years under the belt, you're able to get more and more people aware of the team. And it's great to see some county folks out at the market.
And we've said it before. Those are the engagement with the community. That's really what matters. You know, we talk mostly about the 90 minutes on the pitch, but being active, engaged, involved members of the community, contributing positively, and just giving back to the folks who have given so much to us, this platform to allow us to be here at Royal Oak High School Stadium playing this beautiful game and welcoming us at local bars and other establishments around our community and indeed the state as we do away days and travel with the Purple People all around Michigan.
Yeah, and there's also youth involvement once again for County with the Rah-Rah Kids, wonderful location up in Rochester, and they're sponsoring the Kids Zone at the games, and I believe there's going to be a Rah-Rah Kids Night as one of the theme nights later in the season, trying to get as many kids out here, and it's also part of the junior club. You can go to the Oakland County FC website for details on how to get your youngin in the county junior club.
OaklandCountyFC.com.
And returning to action on the field, County on the ball. Looking to stay clean with their possession and make this short-sighted Union FC Macomb team chase as much as they can. July under pressure turns the ball over. That's not what you want to see. Union with a rare foray forward off the back of a turnover, and a bit of an inquest going on between the center back and the goalkeeper, and they'll have to remain stout and focused here to defend another Union corner.
Little too casual at the back there. Rob taking a touch too many.
As the ball kid had to jump the fence and get in behind those trees there. Short corner, leaves it. Low shot, blocked. Stevanovic able to knock it away, and here's direction. Can he get away? He can poke it away, but not under control, and that'll go out for a throw in here. But good to see County defend. Would have been a bit of a shame to concede off a corner off of kind of a sloppy turnover there, but no harm, no foul in that run of play. But Union Macomb getting more on the ball. We didn't see any kind of extended periods of possession for the visitors. I mean, they really put on the back foot early by conceding, you know, with 2 minutes and 35 seconds or so ticked off the clock. But the longer that this goes with this scoreline, the more they'll feel motivated they can get something out of this.
Yeah, and you could start to see them on the ball a little bit more with some impetus to move forward, apply some pressure, things we just didn't really see much of in the first half.
Sun going down here in suburban Detroit. The sun no longer shining on all the trees of Olmsted Park. There in the background of the shot as the combination falls apart there from the visitors, and County could maybe put something together here if they're able to do it right. There are 4 Union shirts back, about of a 5-on-4 situation going here, but don't have to press it with the goal advantage. And Markovsky smartly plays it back, and then Ward crossfield ball to Al-Haznawi.
Yeah, I think that has to be a consideration here too, Rob. Certainly you want to score another goal, but you want to control this game.
Cross into the box, looking for Andrew Direction on the brace. He scored in the first half, and there's the second. Oakland County 2, Union FC Macomb 0. What a double on his debut.
What an assist as well. Whipped ball in. Couldn't do anything but find the back of the net with that one. Direction in tons of space with tons of time. Makes no mistake at all. 2-0 County.
You love to see it. Some debutantes meeting up. Al-Haznawi on the give. Direction on the take, and boy, did he ever, as the purple smoke flies, the smoke runner putting that purple smoke up in the air, and the party is truly underway here in Royal Oak, Michigan. County 2, Union FC Macomb 0.
And just like that, you're able to score a goal and control the game a little bit more.
That next goal, that second goal of the game was going to be critical, and the visitors were starting to grow into the game.
Yep.
And a quality ball. Stevanovic slowed down, didn't press that. They worked it all the way around to the far side of the field, got the cross in, and a beautiful header. Andrew Direction, one direction as the banner in front of the Elmwood Elite says. And his beautiful assist placed onto the forehead of the local Michigan native Direction. And they're going to have to defend here. Here's Markovsky looking to get right back. Saved by Jelai. Defense had to come up again on the rebound, and they keep it out of the back of the net. It remains 2-0.
Rob says no. What a save. Throws that paw up from close range. We've seen Markovsky finish on this field before. Not on that occasion.
Rob says no, indeed. And that echoes from the stands in front of us here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. And they're going to have to try to tidy those things up, because that seems like if there's a route back into this game for the visitors, it's a mistake from County that's going to lead to it. And so far, County have avoided conceding off of a couple second-half errors.
Yep. The only time when you're truly worried, at least from my vantage point up here, it's been the mistakes on defense. Just a little bit loose with the ball at the back, and some turnovers have created those chances. Thankfully, though, defenders swooping in at the last to prevent any goals from trickling in.
Oh, the big German just absolutely laid the lumber. That looked like a hockey check there in the middle of the park. I didn't see a card, but big number 25, Soren Dykman, really put his man down. He found his mark.
Substitution here for County. I believe it's Sheikh Atamo who's warming up and ready to come in.
Yeah, some pedigree on Chick. He, I guess, grew up in the Metz Academy in France. Very big club. Spent a lot of time in League One, and he was in their youth setup as a Union FC Macomb player is down, holding his head.
Yeah, yellow card for Arce, I think, in that collision. He went up for the ball. There's no ill will there. He's trying to play the ball. He's entitled to it, but too much physicality in the challenge. Referee didn't like it. The first yellow of the game goes to Arce here in the 62nd minute.
We hope the player's okay. He's back on his feet. Trainer's giving them are you sure you're okay? He's not, and he's trying to shake it off. He's trying to push through. We'll see if the referee makes him go to the side since it's a head injury. He's definitely holding his head. The trainer's kind of giving the inquisition to give him the test, but we'll see how that plays out. But it does set up a free kick from a very dangerous position. It's about 21 yards out at a slight angle, which is pretty ideal for a direct shot on goal. Rob Jelli directing his four-man wall in front of him. Left-footed strike looped, and that's over the bar. And Rob will breathe a sigh of relief to see that one go over the bar. And this will allow Oakland County FC to make a substitution. And you were right, it is the big German Soren Dykman coming out, and it was great to see his poise and strength on the field. We welcome in Cheik Atamo, the Frenchman, in for County. Another debutante for debutante switch here. As we get into well past the last half hour of the game.
You don't often see subs in central defense, so something to keep an eye on here as we wind down the clock toward just 25-ish minutes remaining in regulation.
Yeah, new center back duo next to Rocco Del Giudice. And that's a right-footed hopeful ball looking for Markovsky. Played back to the goalie, and Stevanovic almost able to close that one down, but did force an errant pass from Stanai. Here's Alos. Can he control it and is able to do enough to force an Oakland County FC corner right there in front of the bounce house here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. If you're just checking in, the score 2-0, and you're listening to the voices of myself, Robert Kerr, alongside Mitch Gatzke here. Will County add to this score line? We shall see. There's a stack of about 4 or 5 County players. Now they hurdle into the box. Back post. What a save by Stanai. That was a one-time volley at the back stick by Ward, and that's probably the best save from the visitor by far. And they're looking to create a quick counterattack, but Rocco, actually that was El Haznawi, able to break that up in County into the attacking third once again. Drakshian looked to dance around his defender there in the far corner. County still with it. Coming down the right-hand side, here's Stevanovic overlapping Ward. Cross by Ward, into the box. Larson hits the deck.
A lot of contact.
No whistle there as Macomb trying to get out of their defensive third, only as far as another County shirt. El Haznawi driving down the left, and he's stopped. That's some good defending there from the visitor. And what do they do here? Do they hold up? No, they're going for the counterattack. Good control there to bring it down. Here's Bylon looking for a teammate. Plays it backwards. Some action-packed few minutes here in Royal Oak, Michigan. Welcome in. If you just joined us, 2-0. County on the back foot. Here come the visitors, and great sliding tackle by Rocco.
A couple of times we've seen that recovery speed from him, and if it seems like he might be a foot or two out of place, he's able to collect that space quickly, close down on attackers where they think they have enough time to slot one in. He's denied would-be passers a couple of times.
As we get our last rays of sun, County having to defend, goes out of the back post to the top of the box, kept in by Macomb. Looking to feed it back into the middle. Oh, and it looked like Townsend might get into that on the back stick, but just out of his reach. A couple worried looks in the faces of those County defenders as they look past them, but unpunished.
I think it was lucky that it was a central defender who had that opportunity, because had it been a striker, it might have been a different story.
Here's Czech advancing the ball down the left-hand side. Alos plays it, receives it back, off his head, stays in bounds, heads it again. It's in his path. Oh, bounce just behind him. Can he stay with it? He does. He gets around the defender, crosses, defended away. Might come back to him again. What can Alos do? Like I said, he got in a great run of goal scoring at the end of the season last year, but the visitors able to corral the ball eventually. But that was an exciting run down the left-hand side with just over 20 minutes to play here in the USL League 2 opener here in Royal Oak High School Stadium. County, the home team, up 2-0, courtesy of a Andrew Duraxian brace. So far, so good for Steve Walker's men.
Might just be me, Rob. Might just be the Arsenal supporter in me, but Rocco Del Giudice kind of looked like Ricardo Calafiore.
He has a touch of that, and it looks like he's kind of come to the right-hand side, and at least just in that passage of plays, he's going to come back around. Him and Ward switched momentarily.
We've mentioned that he led Merrimack in assists last season, and I've got to assume,
Well, maybe it was all the throw-ins because he's got the long throw on him.
That's true. We don't really know. Admittedly, I didn't watch any of Merrimack, but I would imagine that Rocco has the ability to play both central and outside back.
2-0 to the home team. Visitors on the ball. County in the purple and white going left to right. Visitors all black with a touch of white going from right to left here. Beautiful sunshine on Quickstad Park here in the background.
I was just going to say the backdrop looks amazing right now.
Can the result hold and become an amazing opening night? 3 points. And here comes Duraxian. He's on a hat trick. He's one-on-one. Defender trailing him.
Oh.
And he gets a push in the back, and his shot sails over the bar. The referee says get up, and the defender, with that pressure from behind, able to do enough to put Duraxian off the hat trick. And some good speed shown by the number 32 in black, but maybe if Duraxian didn't shoot the ball, that would end up in a foul.
Yeah, he certainly didn't like the challenge from the defender there, but I think he would have heard the footsteps coming from behind him and knew he needed to get off a shot, and maybe that's why he didn't get the optimal shot.
Czech has the blocks out Markovsky, and he does.
Markovsky's been bulldogging a lot more than I'm used to seeing him. I mean, he's really thrown his weight around and kind of forced the issue a couple times in ways that I don't remember him necessarily doing for us.
When he kind of shot out the gates when he came to County as a very, very young player, but I tend to agree with you with your analysis there, and he's definitely been active here today so far. As the visitors down 2-0, looking to push their agenda down the left-hand side. There's 4, 5, 6 black shirts up. Markovsky couldn't bring that down. Difficult ball to control. That was at about navel height there. It would have been an amazing touch if he was able to bring that into his stride.
There is a calmness and a comfortability at the back with County's defense that I think you can chalk it up to just how well drilled they are. Tell that the time in training has paid off and everybody knows their job.
Here's Stevanovic getting on the end of that ball. Heavy first touch. Can he get it across? He does, and it goes through the goalie off the bar. Still alive. Centering ball, and it's in! 3-0 County, and he's back. And he's back on the goal sheet. Keith Larson does it again for County.
I think Alos got the last deflection on it. Larson put one on net, but
yeah,
it was
he's sheepish right now. He's looking sheepish.
It was just a dribbler that Alos standing in front of the goal it's almost like a hockey goal where you redeflect it in front of the keeper, and he has no chance. Macomb half-heartedly appealing for offside, but no go. It's 3-0 County.
And Stevanovic, that feed down the right-hand side is an angled ball to him. He gets in behind the defense. He puts some pepper on that cross-field ball, goes through the goalie, off the post, and recycles around to the foot of Larson, and eventually gets in the back of the net, and it is 3-0. And you think, don't want to get ahead of yourself, but that could and should be 3 points for the home team.
Yeah, and at this point, Rob, you shift to picking up that clean sheet. The defenders have worked hard tonight. You like what you've seen from the center back pairing of Soren Diekman and Rocco Del Giudice, and now checking in here just in the past 10 minutes, Sheikh Atamo, has done his job a couple of times as well. Rob Jelli's made a couple of really nice saves in the moments when he was needed, so picking up that first clean sheet of the season will certainly be the focus here in the closing 20-ish minutes.
And in that flurry of activity, I think we missed the Miners Den Bling Fling, but another great activation here in front of us. But a flurry of activity after that goal here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. I'm not sure it's going to be close. Whether County broke the record attendance. That was the theme of the night, to pack the house, get as many folks here. And that's a right-footed shot. And Rob Jelli able to corral that effort to the relief of all in attendance here. We'll see if there's 707. We'll have to update that after the game, but definitely tune into the Oakland County FC Instagram and social media pages. Some great content already in the preseason, and that's only going to continue after this wonderful opening match. Lots of people here, lots sponsors and activations. Here's Keith Larson on the left-hand side. Can he get behind the defender? Can he get a shot off? What a save by Stanai. Larson has a couple of assists and is looking to get on the goal sheet. It'll be a County corner, but that's a great save by Stanai.
Larson is one of those that never really looks like he's running because he's so large that one of his strides is two of his opponent's strides.
Yeah, he took 2 strides and was then behind the defender.
He just has a way of making it all look effortless. It's so fun to watch his game.
So County hungry for more, it seems. Playing the corner short. Feeder in, back post, 2 players there. Offside flag stays down. Ball staying alive here in the near corner, right in front of the Elmwood Elite. Ward surrounded, still fighting.
Great
and
job.
It does eventually pop out. And the visitors are looking to come down the left-hand side. Great physical defending by Rocco. Loving him on his debut, definitely making a name for himself as a stout defender. Del Gudice, the man, bringing him down and stopping that counterattack. Did he get a card there? I wasn't looking.
I don't think he did. He avoided the card, but he certainly brings the energy, much like
So it was worth it. So it was worth it then.
I think so. Much like a Rocco from past seasons.
And here's Larson with the feeder, looking for Diraxian on the hat trick, and there it is! Diraxian on his debut! Give him a big hat, because he's got the hat trick, and what a show he's put on for the Oakland County faithful here on the opening night of the 10th season for Oakland County Football Club.
Rob, we talked about it before the game. I was between 2 guys for my player to watch. It's the guy who has 3 assists that I ended up taking. The one who I was considering as well is the man who has now scored a hat trick on his debut, Andrew Diraxian. Take a bow, sir.
I think it's fair to say that we're going to hear from him after the game. Man of the match has got to be Andrew Diraxian at this point. Unless something absolutely out of this world happens, it's Andrew Diraxian, hands down. Okie dokie, look at him. He's in the mix with the Elmwood Elite.
Is he crowd surfing?
He's definitely in the middle of that purple cloud down there. What a scene here in Royal Oak. 4-0 in favor of the home side with the short bench and short rest. You thought that this game looked to be favorable for County, and it has played out just like that.
Professional performance here in the second half. It's exactly what you would have wanted to see from a County team that dominated possession in the first half, only got the 1 goal very early on, and really the last thing that you wanted to see was them come out here in the second half, still dominate possession, but not be able to find a goal to bury this game and let Macomb hang around. They've taken care of business in a way that's got to make head coach Steve Walker pleased, both from an attacking standpoint and a defending perspective as well. Just 15 more minutes to get that clean sheet and really wrap this one up best way possible.
Every home game here in Royal Oak concludes with players on the field signing autographs for all in attendance, something that they've been doing for years. A great moment. Little kids get to sign the autographs, and then the party continues. after the game. They're down in the social district right next to Weiss Distillery and Sabbath Coffee Roasters. So if you're in the area, you want to celebrate with the County Faithful, that is the place to do it. A full day of programming and a match day. You start at Stumblebum, come down to the game, and then you head to downtown Clawson for more fun and stories and camaraderie. About 12 minutes to go plus stoppage time, 4-0 in favor of the home team. And we'll see how this all plays out. Del Gadice whistled for that foul on the right-hand side again. We have another substitution. Number 22 in purple is on the field.
Yes, indeed. Great call. That is Maurice Mueller.
22, Maurice Mueller checks in for County.
He's from Villingen, Germany. Went to the University of Montevideo. So amongst the international flavor in the County squad this year. So we have both a contingent of locals here from suburban Detroit, as well as those from around the world as the visitors come down the left-hand side. Del Gadice challenged, tries to cut inside, and wow, what a block there, taking care of his assignment excellently as it gets to directing the hat-trick hero, and he feeds Alos on the right-hand side. Could County go for 5? Alos pushed wide, and his shot goes a bit high there, but keeping the pressure on, the hunger for more continues. Got up a little bit slowly, but Alos seems to be all right after taking a little bit of contact after that attempt.
And I believe it's number 2 who has checked out for County, Travis Ward.
He had a good game. Great debut for Travis Ward, the New Jersey native. He did really well.
You could say it really about everybody today, Rob. It's one of those days where you look around the field, all 11 plus subs have done their job, executed to just about perfection. It's time to put a bow on this one.
Just over 10 minutes plus stoppage time to play. Long throw in from Rocco, looking for Duracian. He's already scored 3. He's in behind here. He's getting pulled down, and that's going to be a card. Will it be a yellow? It will be. Maybe Townsend, the center back for Macomb, might have been that extra defender to not consider the dog. So red card, the direct on-goal scoring opportunity red card.
He knew
just a yellow there, but this does provide the opportunity for a direct free kick. And we've seen 4 wonderful goals. Will we see something exciting come from about 22 yards out? Nice little angle there. Stanai set up a 4-man wall. A lot of room at the near post. Al Haznawi there. It'll be a left footer from him. Looking for that near post, but just always going high of the goal. Worth a shot, though. It's a good angle. Curious what direction with a right foot would have done.
I was going to say, I'm glad that he passed it up, though, and tried to spread the love. On a hat trick, you don't need to necessarily be taking those free kicks.
Is there a nickname for 4 goals from one player, like the Quattro? Or just
we might have to create it.
An extra good game. But 4-0, and we believe the non-direction goal was tipped in by Alos. My goal call said Larson, but I think it might have deflected in off of Alos. There was a kind of a collective celebration after that, so we'll see what the official record will say.
Shot of the game, Rob. What do you think?
I think it's got to be the opening goal of the game.
Really?
I think it's got to be the opening goal of the game. The Weiss Distillery shot of the game that really set the tone, and it was really an absolute banger from about 19 yards out.
I was going to go with the header, the second goal from Duracian, but your pick is also valid.
Well, thank you for validating me. I really do appreciate that one. But yeah, the Weiss Distillery shot of the game. Andrew Duracian, pick any of them.
Yeah. 1, 2, or 3. Have a triple shot.
That's the premium stuff.
Head over to Weiss after the game for a triple shot of my own.
No doubt at all. Wonderful day here. It's been warm and a little bit of sun here and there. I don't think anyone got a sunburn, and there's been plenty to celebrate. There was mini goals, bounce houses, face painter, wonderful food options, and plenty of goals to celebrate, and plenty of purple smoke in the air. What a wonderful way to kick off the 10th season for Oakland County.
I'm curious, as we interview Steve Walker after the match, curious what the coach is going to have to say, because, you know, there's always something to pick at, right? No performance is perfect, and you're always going to have some points to improve on for next game. I would imagine that he's going to mention some of the miscommunication and some slips at the back, some turnovers that created some chances for Macomb, but really all around. Mentioned it a couple of times. It's been a pretty clean game from everyone. A little bit of an injury worry there on the far side. Can't tell who it was who's gone down there, but some concern for him.
Got my binocs out here trying to take a look. It's
Collins in the way. We can't tell.
I'm looking for who it's not.
Yeah. Process of elimination.
And it's Duraxian, the hat-trick hero, that's a little banged up. Hopefully that's not a big deal. Doesn't look like it is. He's just doing a little bit of a stretch. A little bit of concern on the face of Coach Steve Walker.
It's the first game, so cramps are to be expected. You know, these guys, while they're certainly fully fit, it's a different thing to come out here and play a full 90 minutes at full speed. So, you know, some of those tightness in the leg muscles, you can expect a little bit of that. Hopefully he'll be all right. Looks like he's stretching it out. He's getting some fluids. He'll probably come back in here in a minute or so.
Yeah, it would have been something more pause for concern if he was instantly subbed right off the bat. But it looks like once he gets the go-ahead, he's going to come back in here. It's going to bounce and go to Alos. He pokes it ahead for Rocco, who's well up the field here. But
it's been really noticeable how defenders have been given free rein to make those runs into the box. We saw it with Soren Diekman, and Rocco Del Gadice has made a couple of forays forward as well. And I think you can chalk that up to Colin Arce and Marco Matse, though he's not in at the moment. You know, those two central midfielders are going to provide you that cover for any defenders that do want to work their way up the field for an attacking chance. They know they've got that cover to be able to do so without risking too much.
About 5 minutes to go in the 90-plus stoppage time. Shouldn't be an extravagant amount of time as Macomb coming down the left-hand side again.
There haven't been many stoppages, and there's really not a whole lot of
There was a little bit of stop-start, but nothing too extended. Well, just a few, but under a dozen moments to go, you'd think, here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. So if this result holds, which it should, this will put County on 3 points after the first game, tying them with what Macomb did earlier in the week. After the game, we'll have to check to see what the result was in the other game in the division tonight. Midwest United hosting Lansing. We'll see how they fared.
I would say that it's too early to be checking the standings and scores around the league, but it's really not. When
It's
you think
only 12 games.
Yeah, when you think about how condensed the schedule is, obviously all the games matter, but they mean that much more when there's just fewer opportunities. We talked about it at the top of the show. Just with the limited spots available for the playoffs, you figure you're going to need at least 7 wins, probably closer to 8, 9, 10, because the likes of Flint, Ann Arbor, Kalamazoo, Midwest, even the last couple of years, there's a lot of quality in this division.
County want to keep a clean sheet here, but I'm sure to kind of give them a little bit of a boost. Macomb will want to get a bit of a consolation here in the dying moments. Alos heads that hopeful ball away, but only as far as a Macomb player. That's cut out by Arce, the captain, doing his job very nicely, like you said, being a really good, solid base of the team. Very attacking kind of setup with a 4-2-3-1. Especially in the first half, the front four was definitely forward thinking and pressing high, and him and Matei, and then in the second half he was paired with Adam McAleenan, who's done an equivalent job. Hasn't had to do quite as much actually in the second half as was done in the first.
Sometimes for those central midfielders, it's almost like you don't want to know that they're there.
Yeah, when they're doing their job, it makes everything else gets quiet, because they were able to close down those long, hopeful balls, but made them a little bit more inaccurate, and just covering your angles and making the hustle, not giving those midfield players time to pick their head up and pick up a dangerous ball forward.
They administrate the game, and sometimes
a quiet administration is good.
The only time you notice them is when something goes wrong. So it really has been a clean performance up and down the lineup here for County.
A couple years ago, there was a 6 for County, Kai Yamazaki, who played every minute, and he was that guy who just covered all the ground, shut everything down, and allowed the front forward players to do their thing. Kind of missed him last year. There wasn't that kind of rock. And I think the Central 2 are growing into that rock right in front of our very eyes.
It's been pretty cool because Kai was so good. He could play 2 positions at once almost. And now you've got a situation where Colin and Marco are kind of doing the work that Kai was.
And that's a foul against Keith Larson, who has a hat trick of assists on the day. Would you call a shot that's deflected in an assist? Do they count it like that?
It's interesting, right? Because if
we'll see how they do it.
If it's on goal, if you shoot it on goal and it hits a defender and goes in, you still get that goal. If it's off target and deflects off a defender, it's an own goal, right?
But if you shoot it off your own player, what happens?
Does the same logic apply? I don't know.
Send your questions into Royal Oak High School Stadium.
Atlos got the high fives from the boys, so they all thought it was his goal. We'll put it that way.
Here's Larson. Look at that speed, stepping away from it, just poked away to Townsend, who dances away from his second attempt to steal that ball away. But you saw the display of his speed there, 3 strides, and he was
sneaky speed.
He was off. And he has an interesting soccer story in general. He kind of walked away from super competitive soccer there for a little bit. He was playing club at Michigan State, kind of stepped away. And then he went to, IUPUI for a while. Came to Oakland County, had a breakout year. Kind of bounced around. I think he had some time with Union Omaha, and then had some spells at some teams overseas. He said Macedonia. I think he had some time in Spain. And there is the final whistle. That concludes a wonderful opening game here at the Purple Patch of Royal Oak High School Stadium. 4-0. The scoreline, 3 courtesy of Andrew Durakian, and another one, we think, off the boot of Timmy Alos. A beautiful combination of returning players and a lot of new blood set County on their way to their first 3 points at the first time asking here in 2026.
Man of the match, I think, has to be the hat-trick hero, Andrew Durakian, making his Oakland County debut here this evening. He's a player that we've seen score goals across the division, and boy, does it feel good to have him in purple doing the same thing. My man of the match, Andrew Durakian.
I think, sometimes after these games we hem and we haw and we debate, and maybe you could pick a handful of players, but after hitting the back of the net on 3 separate occasions, I don't think there's any other choice but the Andrew Durakian. He is a local guy. Like you said, we've seen him in other teams in the division, including tonight's opponent, but the Commerce Township Walled Lake Northern High School alumnus, current MSU player, and for the summer, a hat-trick hero for Oakland County FC. It started early in the 3rd minute. Keith Larson returning to the County starting lineup. He pressed the ball, stole it away on the right-hand side, poked it centrally, which set up Direction's left-footed banger in the 3rd minute of the game, and that's where the score line was at halftime. 1-0 at the break, but we saw 3 more goals in the second 45. And you thought it was the Weiss shot of the game. Al Hasnawi down the left-hand side, and he put it on a plate right onto the forehead of Direction. And that second goal really staved off the one moment where it looked like the visitors were going to get back in the game, but that moment sealed the deal, and then the rest of it was County.
Yeah, it was downhill from there. County really established or asserted their dominance after establishing it in that first half, and they go clapping the fans here as the love goes both ways. The County faithful applauding the effort from the boys in purple here tonight. Very happy with the 4-0 result to open the 2026 campaign. Rob, this was fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah, we don't have to wait very long either. And you're local, so you'll definitely be in the house alongside me and the OCFC stream team and a whole lot of our friends in the stands, hopefully on Thursday, the 21st at 7 o'clock for match day 2 as Kalamazoo come from the west side of the state for match day 2 to take on Oakland County, as there's more purple smoke flying and a whole lot of high-fiving, and I think Okie Dokie is back in the mix again. And we're trying to see if we can get a post-game interview lined up. Nope, we are going to do that post-game, so stay tuned to the social media for Oakland County FC and the YouTube channel for post-game interviews and a whole lot of content. We've had a lot of folks out there documenting this opening day of the 10th season for those wearing purple. Oakland County FC. Final thoughts before we get out of here, Mitch?
Up the County. That's it. We'll see you at Weiss.
All right, guys. We'll see you Thursday night. Have a great night. Be safe and enjoy your soccer.